How's it going, guys? My name's Alex, and I hope it's sunny wherever you are, and I hope that you're gonna get outside, start shooting something, go out to the beach, go on vacation. Summer also means it's filming season. We're gonna be out there making a lot of movies, making a lot of great content, and I thought today would be an amazing day to talk about one simple thing that we all have in all of our movies, and that is the background. I got 5 tips for you guys on how to make your backgrounds look amazing. Tip number 1, guys, is to never, ever, ever shoot against a white wall. Some of you are saying, Matt, who cares? It's just a white wall. Well, let's do a quick comparison comparing this wall right behind me to a white wall, and I think we'll be able to tell which one is more interesting. And this background is so much more interesting, right? Like, it's just gonna capture the audience and pull them into the video that you're making. So what we wanna do is cover up that white wall. If you can, for sure, paint that white wall, guys. But if you can't paint because your apartment doesn't allow you, or your mom's like, no, dude, you can't paint your white wall, hang up a picture, hang up a poster, hang up plants, hang up anything so that your white wall just doesn't look like the inside of an insane asylum. So that's what we want to avoid. We don't want our backgrounds to look like the inside of an insane asylum. Tip number 2, guys, is to add a cat to your background. It is a very fluffy, very soft thing to add to your background. Ugh. Tip number 2, guys, is to pop some color into your background. Man, colors can make or break your background. So what we want to do is choose a couple of colors, but don't choose the entire rainbow, because if we have the entire rainbow in our background, whoo, no one's gonna be paying attention to you. They're gonna be paying attention to the rainbow behind you. So what we want to do is get a couple of colors and make sure that we have at least 1 or 2 colors that are contrasting the main colors that we have. So for me, I chose blue, green, and then I had my contrasting colors of gold and brown. And before I went out and bought a bunch of props with those colors, I opened up my coloring book. So once we draw out all those colors and make sure they look so good right next to each other, then add those specific colors to your background. Tip number 3 is to add some light to your background. And this will give you such an easy and natural way to add depth and interest to your background. So don't feel like you have to go out and buy some really expensive lights for your background. These lights can actually be everyday lights that you have laying around your house. So for me, I chose these really basic table lamps to just have on both sides of me. And then behind me, I have these string lights. And I think I haven't spent any money on these string lights. I think I got these for Christmas. So before you go out and spend a bunch of money on lights, see what lights you already have in your house and try adding those to your background. Tip number 4, guys, is to fill up your background with a bunch of different props. This is my favorite tip, and I think it's something that I've noticed in a lot of movies, is that they fill up their background with a ton of different props. When we fill up something like maybe to like this level, it might feel like it's too full, like there's too much going on in the background, but in actuality, I mean, like, look at this frame. It looks full of life. It doesn't feel like it's empty. And I think it's super easy for us to be like, okay, this looks super good in real life, but once you put it on camera, it's like, this is boring. But what we don't want to do is have so much stuff in the background that looks cluttered. So if you look at my background, there's a ton of stuff going on, but it's all organized. It doesn't feel like it's cluttered, like the way I have the movies stacked, the way I have the books stacked. It's all on purpose. So remember that when you're adding stuff to your background, have a purpose to the way you're organizing the props in your background. Tip number 5, guys, we're almost there. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling a little thirsty. I love coffee. Let's get some coffee. Let's do it. We're there. Tip number 5. You guys ready? You got your notepads, got your pencils, got your color pencils. This is by far the most important tip of them all, is to make sure that everything in your background is telling the story that you want to tell with your video. So for me, I chose books, and more specifically books about filmmaking and photography. I added movies because I love watching movies, and movies is a huge part of my life. I added this little painting that my wife gave me of mountains because I love going hiking. I love the outdoors. I added pictures because I don't want to get in trouble with my wife, because if I don't add her to my background, what does that mean for me? So each one of these things that I added to my background tells a story of who I am. That's really important, guys, is that you want to have everything in your background pointing to either the character or the story that you're trying to tell. So there you guys go. 5 tips. 10 tips? 5 tips on how to make your backgrounds look amazing. And I'm super interested to hear from you guys on how you guys are going to use these tips in your own background. So leave a comment down below. And if you guys like this video, stick up that thumb. If you guys want to see more of my content, slap that subscribe button. I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys in the next one.